This lesson is one of the most important in this makeup course, and it's about artificial image production. I've been working with light a lot, and I understand photography, I understand artificial lighting, I understand production. And what saddens me, makes me happy in a way as well, because the world is developing, but it's that on YouTube and on the internet, people started using all these tricks in order to portray themselves in a not the best light, but a light that in real life doesn't exist. And I see makeup gurus using artificial light that is very soft and also comes from the front, which for example is a ring light. So the bigger the source, the softer the light. And because they have a ring light in front of them, everything is symmetrical when the light hits their face. So for example, if a nose is wider and you use a ring light, it will make your nose slimmer, more narrow, and your face more symmetrical as well. And then you have another type of soft light, which is two soft boxes, each on one side. And when that hits your face, is a straight bounce off your face as well, which for example makes your pimples disappear, makes your acne disappear, your wrinkles disappear, and so on. We are so flooded with such content that even for me, who understands this, it's becoming harder and harder to see what kind of tricks people are using in order to make the best image out of themselves. So you really need to think about this, because the world is in real life not as you perceive it on social media. And I know everyone's saying this, but when you're on social media for a long time, as we pretty much all are, because we're checking the phones all the time and there's these images popping in our head, it's easy to get confused, to get diluted, to think that real world is like what we see on social media, which is dangerous actually. And that's what I'm telling myself every day. And I try to go off social media from time to time as well. I want you to understand lighting. So for example, if you see a girl in a tutorial that has a tiny circle in her eyes, a tiny circle of a light, that like little white circle here, it means that the light is hard. And if the harder the light, the more you see imperfections on the face. Whereas if you see a ring light, or you see like two soft boxes, two big squares, or one big circle, it means that it's a very soft light, and most probably whatever she puts on her face will look good. Like that wouldn't be enough. People started using filters as well. You have so many plugins for Adobe's Premiere or like this editing software. It's just ridiculous. And it's becoming harder and harder to distinguish what was shot naturally and what is a post-production makeover. Also, the colors are not like they are in real life. What bothers me as well is also the angles. Everyone perfects the angles so much. I find it funny, like legs are never that skinny in real life. And people lots of times, like I a bit, have a double chin and so on. And you don't see that on Instagram, which is ridiculous, because if you go on the street, you meet completely different people than people you find online. But the main makeup illusion is connected to the type of makeup people use online. Everyone pretty much is using very, very dry makeup. Because dry, the more dehydrated your skin in a way is, the better it looks on camera. That's why you see that much contouring, because people first flatten their face with something really dry, something matte that doesn't bounce light, so they lose their 3D shape of a face is not recorded on camera because it just looks flat, and then put contouring on in order to sculpt it. That's why you see so many drag queen-like makeup online, because in this artificial world, this is how you are able to change your face. But in real life, this just doesn't look like this. I find it hilarious because people seem like they don't get it. And by following those makeup tutorials, you end up putting a lot of dry makeup on your face, which is harmful as well for you, and it's not good. Let me give you an example. I've been choosing my models through Instagram. So I found a girl that I liked and I invited her in my studio. And in 90% of cases, like I'm serious, in 90% of cases, they weren't like on Instagram. They were completely different. Their skin was different, especially. And when I put them in my studio under the lights that I have, so I have this big light that is above me so that it simulates the sunlight. When they were in my studio, they didn't like it. And most of the time when I do makeup, they're like, oh my God, yeah, wow, nice makeup. They really like it. They take selfies and stuff, but they never publish my photo. I mean, it happens so rarely. And I know that is because they don't like to see themselves as they are in real life, which is ridiculous. So your first task is to stop comparing yourself to people on Instagram, because it's an illusion. Check Instagram and then go on the street and see how they match. They just don't. People in real life look completely different. People in real life have struggles. They're not always in Miami. They're not always with the perfect makeup. Real life is real life. So start living it today, because this is the best investment that you'll do for yourself.